Hi folks and welcome back. I'm Andrew and today I'm back out on the Norfolk Broads. I'm exploring a part of the river between Ludham and Malthouse Broad. I've not been to Malthouse Broad before, so it's going to be a new experience for me. It's about 9 kilometres in all, and I'm just out for the day. I'm hoping to stop for some lunch at some stage and we'll have a good old brew up on the riverbank. I'm really looking forward to this paddle. It's a beautiful day here in October, so let's get cracking. This canoe trip starts at Ludham and heads down the WOMACK Water before turning south on the River Thurne, past the famous Thurne Windmill. Then it turns in a westerly direction up the River BURE, taking in the ruins of St Benets Monastery and Wind Pump before lunch on the riverbank. After lunch, it's onward to Malthouse Broad at the village of Ranworth. A total distance of just under 10 kilometres. Morning. Sun shining, sky's blue, the water is mill pond flat, it's fantastic, beautiful day here. In fact, it's too warm. I'm gonna have to take off this jacket. I can't believe it, I'm in my t-shirt in October on the Broads. Right, I'm just about at the end of the WOMACK Water and I'm going to turn south in a southerly direction to my right, down the River Thurne. I've got a couple of kilometres to go before I then turn right again in a westerly direction onto the River BURE. Hi. Thank you very much. There's a heron just over here. Well, that was pretty spectacular. Didn't really want to disturb the heron, but he's only flown over there, I can see him. Thurne Mill is one of the most iconic mills on the Norfolk Broads, and it was built in the year 1820 by millwrights England & Co. of Ludham, Norfolk. Like nearly all the wind-powered mills on the Broads, it was built for the purposes of pumping water from the surrounding land. Just down on my left there, by the Thurne Windmill, is a little staithe, and you can go down. There's a pub at the end. I think they call it the Line Inn. Since getting onto the River Thurne, it's been a little bit of a game of dodgems between some of these cruisers, holiday boats, and the fishermen that are along the side. Quite a few anglers this morning, and they're hidden away in the reeds, and then I try and give way to the motorcraft, and then I find myself running into a fisherman's line.
St Benets level drainage mill stands on the Horning Marshes, on the opposite side of the River Thurne. It was built in the year 1775, just 1 year before the United States of America gained its independence. The mill is currently undergoing repair and maintenance and will receive once more its 4 sails in the near future.
I'm coming up to the junction between the 2 rivers, the confluence. It's the River Thurne and the River BURE. Turning right. Now I'm heading into a bit of a headwind. Wind definitely picked up, as you can see by that lovely little sailboat that's just gone past. I don't know if you could see those, but there's a whole load of migrating geese. Must be near on 500 birds in that formation. There's about 3 or 4 V shapes. They're flying in echelon.
St Benets Abbey gatehouse and drainage mill ruins lies on the northern bank of the River BURE and is freely accessible to the public. At its height, the monastery consisted of several buildings and a fortified wall, but all that stands now are the ruins. The history of the monastery is shrouded in folklore and mystery. It's said to have been founded on the site where a hermit monk by the name of Sunneman was martyred by the Danish invaders in or around the 9th century, and subsequently formed part of King Canute's estates. At the time of the Norman conquest, King Harold Godwinson, the English king, put the abbey in charge of defending the English coastline against Norman invasion. But after William the Conqueror's success at the Battle of Hastings, the abbey suffered encroachment of its lands, as the new Norman landowners distributed some of the monastery estates. Ultimately, after the Act of Dissolution under Henry VIII, the greater part of the buildings were demolished. It is believed that the wind pump was built by a local farmer in the 18th century and was placed on the remaining main gatehouse, which can be seen best from inside.
Just spotted a nice little place on the other bank, nice and clear, so I think I'll go over there and have my lunch. Right, for lunch I've got this Dalmio pasta pronto. It's already cooked pasta. Just got to warm that up, and I've also got this Heinz Creation curried lentils. So I'm going to stick them in my saucepan. The good thing about canoeing over bikepacking is you can take heavier gear with you. So I've got this saucepan. I can fit both of my lunch menus in there, heat them up together. Well, this is quite a nice convenient spot. I've even got a log to sit on. Brilliant. This is the new stove I bought specifically for canoeing. I have used it bikepacking as well. It's just a little bit too big really for lightweight bikepacking. But this is absolutely ideal, and it's super efficient. I mean, just look at that. It's only been about a minute and a half and it's already boiling away. Just control it here with this knob. The only thing, of course, is it's very noisy. So if you're camping with somebody else and you want to put this stove on perhaps in the morning when the other person's asleep, you could disturb them. The nice thing about these boil in the bag meals is that, first of all, you don't dirty your pots because you're just going to eat it out of the bag. Don't have to worry about washing up. And the other thing is that the hot water that you heated your meal up in is what you use for your drink. So I'm going to do what the Italians do and have my antipasta first. Buon appetito. This one's a Heinz Creation curried lentils. Give it a stir. Not had this one before. They're really convenient, aren't they, these meals? Just rip the top off and dig in. My goodness, can you hear the owl? The lovely thing about canoeing is that there's many more places that you can just pull up on the bankside and climb out than if you're in a motorcraft. There's designated mooring points for those guys, and there's lots of private moorings that you're not supposed to moor at. So it's a little bit limited for the motorcraft, but the canoe, where I can find little inlets and little places on the bankside where I can just row up or paddle up and climb ashore. So it's really nice, very versatile. I'd very much like to say a big thank you to everybody who watched my last video on the Pedals Way. I made a bit of an appeal to see if I could get up to 2,000 subscribers, and it worked. So thank you very much indeed for sharing and subscribing to the channel. I've now topped the 2,000 subscriber mark, which is a really lovely little landmark for me. Thank you very much. Now I've eaten my lentils and my pasta, I'm going to have a brew and a cookie. You know what, I've got a very understanding wife. She's even sent me off with some cookies today. Chocolate chip cookie and a coffee. Cheers everyone. So I'm heading off to Malthouse Broad, which is adjacent to Ranworth Broad. And next to Ranworth Broad is the Ranworth Church. It's got a tower that you can climb up. and you get a fantastic view over the Broads from up there. I don't know how high it is, it's probably about 100 foot or so, but it's amazing what you can see from up there. And in fact, I can spy it from here. Ranworth Tower. There's the turning for Ranworth. A left turn in a southerly direction. And there's the tower on the church. And I can also see the Norfolk Wildlife Trust hut. At the end of October, it will be Halloween, of course. And if you're into that sort of thing, you can come down here and you can go out for a Norfolk Wildlife Trust nighttime boat ride, where they will share with you spooky tales of ghostly men who haunt this place. And the other thing that you can do here is you can go on a bat watch. They have quite a lot of bats around here, pipistrelle bats mainly, I believe. And you can actually listen to them on these special sort of sonic receivers that they have. And it's really quite a nice experience coming out at night time and doing that sort of thing, if you're into that. There is a haunting tale of a man who lost his life in the Ranworth Broad. I can't remember the exact story, but he was on the Broad at night time. Something mysterious happened to him and he drowned. And for his penance, they say that he haunts Ranworth Broad. So if you're lucky and you come down at Halloween, not only will you get the story about him, you may even get to see his spectre. So there's the fork to Ranworth Broad, and that's the hide and the shop, and there's the tower of Ranworth Church just behind. But I'm going left up this way towards Malthouse Broad. Ranworth Broad you're not allowed to go on. It's a reserve for birds and wildlife. If you go into the hide there, you can spend some time observing. There's some binoculars and eyepieces laid on for your use. And there's also a nice little shop there.
The Ranworth and Malthouse Broad are set within the BURE Marshes National Nature Reserve. The tower of St Helen's Church dominates this part of Broadland and can be seen from miles around. The Wildlife Centre on the Ranworth Broad is accessible directly by canoe or by boardwalk from the road. The staithe is a popular mooring spot adjacent to a small lawned green, where there is a Tearoom, a shop, a Broads Authority information office, and the Maltsters Pub.
Looking at the GPS, I've done 9.8 kilometres, which isn't bad. Just a few hundred metres more than I had planned upon. I've been paddling for about 3.5 hours. An average speed of 3 kilometres per hour. Pretty happy with that. So I'll finish the video here. Thanks ever so much for watching once more. And until the next time, happy paddling.